8 games in the NHL tonight, including Buffalo, Tampa.
Okay.
You've seen the schedule?
I looked at it. I didn't study it. I noticed.
Why would you need to study it?
Well,
right.
They were at the time of the year where a lot of nights. It's funny. Last night I was so like plugged into the Sabre game that I didn't even think about any of the other games that were going on. And other teams were playing that mattered. Montreal was playing. Eventually, they played later. They played at 9 o'clock, I think, in Colorado, and won 2-0. Thanks, Colorado.
That's Detroit.
Oh, it was Detroit. Thank you. Yeah, sorry. But anyway, I didn't pay any attention to out at the. Yeah, Montreal went to overtime with somebody.
Minnesota.
And lost, yeah. But I looked tonight and I noticed Boston's not playing, and that was the only thing I think I really noticed.
All right. Here, I'm going to run this down for you quickly.
Okay.
I'm looking at FanDuel. You tell me who you think the biggest underdog in the league tonight is.
Okay.
I mean, how is this not going to be obvious? Columbus at New Jersey. Ottawa at Carolina. Washington at Philadelphia.
No.
Pittsburgh at the Islanders.
No.
Toronto at Edmonton. Seattle at Anaheim.
No.
Chicago at Columbus.
No.
Or that's tomorrow.
Okay.
And Buffalo, Tampa. So what is that? 7 games total, I guess it is. Who's the biggest underdog at FanDuel right now for tonight's slate?
The Sabres.
Yep.
Yeah.
Plus 160.
All right.
Toronto comes close. Ottawa comes almost as close.
Are you there? What's Tage to get a hat trick?
I don't know.
That might get me back on the horse.
The Sabres are the biggest
on the horse in a while.
Underdog on the schedule tonight at plus 160. Bring it on.
Tampa is one of the rare teams in the league that's been. Their stretch isn't as long as Buffalo's, but they might be in the middle of like a 17-1-1 stretch or something, I think is what I saw like last night. Paul had it in his article previewing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think 19 games they're on that kind of heater. And Buffalo is now, 21-4-1 or something, I think, in 26 games. We need to maybe stop with that eventually. But
I think that might be right.
I think that's right. I think they were 23-1 going into Saturday night and lost Saturday night to get a fourth loss and then won last night. So I think that's where they are. So, yeah, I mean, and Buffalo, I think tonight is really tough. I'm so glad they got those 2 points last night because, back-to-back is always tough. I think the lesser of the two goalies is playing. That could be tough. And they lost Benson, hopefully not long term. And the bench was pretty short a lot of the game. Like Lindy barely played. Roseanne played 3 minutes. Metza played 7 or 8 minutes, something like that. And there was another forward in there that was way down, below around 10 minutes maybe. So as the game is going on, and I'm seeing reference to this, Paul's saying this guy hasn't played in this long and whatever. I'm man. They got another game tomorrow night. This is a tough spot to be doing this, but we'll see. I mean, I don't want to say it quite feels like free roll because I didn't want just a split, right? I wanted more, but tonight it feels like they should be a big underdog tonight. As hot as they are, I just think they're in pretty tough.
Malenstein 804.
Okay, yeah.
Last night. Okay, but it's all with a smile on your face.
Yeah, no, right.
All of this.
I mean, if they lose, I'm not. Yeah, right. They got points. They avoided back-to-back losses, and yeah, I feel and really the manner in which they did it last night. I mean, they came out and they could have easily just gotten flattened 2-0. The goalie looked shaky at the start. Owen even said at one point, "I swear this is Ellis in Lions gear. What is happening?" Because he was just sort of scrambly there. Not even so much the goals, but it was just he just looked off. But, man, he got it together, and they got it together, and just...
Well, the fans deserve it.
Went away.
So badly. And so do the players, and so do the people who work over there. They all deserve this, to say the least. And it's just so much fun. And I'm taking a very laid-back approach to it. I heard some of the morning show, and they were enjoying the anxiety from last night, 2-0. And
Right.
that's part of it.
Yeah.
But it's been so long for me, for all of us, but everybody's different about this kind of thing. It's been so long since they've been even relevant. I mean, with the rare exception, a couple of seasons where it was a little bit close, or even 1 point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is way better than that. That team was never really good. It was just in it. It stayed in it.
Right.
But anyway, it's been so long since the Ryan Miller years when it was a habit. It was what we did to, I say we, recognizing this is not how everybody looks at this, but since they were really on your mind in a good way. And I'm so much older now than then that I just not, it's all good. I guess that's a short way of summing it up. It's just all good. And, they have a third of the season left, and they don't have to be fine. That they don't, no team, you haven't clinched anything here yet. When we talk like this about them, I know there are fans who were like, don't jinx anything. And I'm just not I'm not worried about it. But I think, I was having fun the other night, Thursday, when the Sabres played the Kings, thinking about playoff beards.
I saw the Twitter activity. Yes.
Yeah. And
really good.
Ranking all the players by their chances of growing a playoff beard, and how Alex Tuck already has a playoff beard. And it's not fair.
You've got a permanent playoff beard.
Yeah, he's got a permanent playoff beard. So that's not really fair. So he should have to shave 10 games left or something like this.
Or start over.
But you can't ask him about that. Paul can't go to Alex Tuck and be like, so what are your thoughts on what's your beard strategy?
Right.
You really can't raise the subject in the locker room. No.
Right.
You just can't.
And it may if they get an X,
then
right.
Then they all shave.
Then that's okay.
And they start over.
Right.
Maybe.
Then you can, or if he doesn't, then you can ask him. Hey, did you, because you're definitely in.
But you can't bring it up until.
No, you can't.
You can't even start down that road until they make it.
Yeah, that's right.
Think about Dahlin and Thompson, and they're not even the youngest guys here, and you almost can't even picture them with a beard.
No, I agree. And some of the the younger, Benson's got a mustache. Helenus, who was scratched last night, has a mustache. But I mean, it's scraggly, crappy. I'm trying to grow a mustache in the 6th grade guy mustache. It's what they kind of look like. And the idea of them trying to grow full beards is almost hilarious to me, because a lot of them. I don't know. They've been clean shaven the whole time. Power can grow a beard, but he doesn't. I've never seen a hint of facial hair on him. I don't even feel like I've even seen a shadow. I think he's clean shaven every game. He might shave right before the game. Might be one of his things. I don't know.
The list goes on.
Yeah.
Krebs, Byram. You mentioned Benson. The list goes on of guys where you don't even know what it would look like.
Right. Byram's had a little chin.
Quinn.
He's had some stuff. I feel like Byram. I don't think a lot of these guys are going to look good, but I think Byram. I feel like Byram is going to grow a beard. I don't remember what he did when he went on the run with Colorado his rookie year. Go back. Maybe I can find some video of them playing in the final and see what he had, if he had any kind of a beard. But that was also 6 years ago now, or longer. I can't remember the year exactly, but it was quite a while ago. Anyway, maybe not that long, but
you don't want them being distracted by it.
Right.
Because if you've never had a beard and then suddenly you have stubble and it's sort of itchy, you might not like how that feels. And then you also don't want them to compound that to feel sort of bad about themselves.
Embarrassed by their beard quality.
Right. So maybe we should just go without.
Maybe if they just lean into we're the worst beard team in playoff history and just, that becomes a thing for them. I don't know. But they're going to be, I think they're going to be in tough. They're going to be in tough, I think, in that department. When they get there, I'm going to say.
Is it mandatory? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Think of Sam Bennett.
Right.
And the last night's team, Ekblad and those guys with their beards. Just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, Bennett is.
Well, maybe they won't make it.
Bennett is a kingpin. He's a Lion King at this point in the playoff beard department. He gets a full thing going there.
So how far is everybody going with this? Are we? I know it's about to get interrupted. We're about to take a long break from the NHL, and too bad because this has just been a joyride for a couple of months here. But how far is everybody going with this? Like, are you trying not to be too confident or too optimistic or get accused of jinxing them? How hard a sell have the Sabres been for you? Like, I don't know, what was the game? It wasn't the first game of this streak. It wasn't Edmonton.
You know what game really got my attention, and I wasn't around to talk about it because I'm off, but the New Year's Eve game in Dallas really got my attention.
Okay.
Because it turned out my wife was working. I was home basically by myself watching a game on New Year's Eve. I know how sad. But I really sat with that game, and I happened to, Dallas. I've picked Dallas to win the cup a couple times recently. Like, I think they're that quality. They are to me one of the best teams in the league year over year, and this year's no exception. And the Sabres just handled them like a very professional road win. That was game 10 of the 10-game streak, as it turned out. The next game they played in Columbus on a Saturday afternoon, they lost, and so that was the end of the streak. But that game really got my attention more than any other game in the streak, and not because it was the 10th win in a row. They could have lost the night before and gone into Dallas and played that game, and I'd been like, all right, I'm watching. This is impressive, and so for me, that was a game that got my attention. It felt like this isn't the 10-game streak from whatever year we talked about it last week one day, the San Jose and Skinner in overtime and whatever. It wasn't a fluky streak, I didn't think. And Dallas was the best proof of that to me. So that's a lot of games to go now already. But that game stood out to me this season as I think I might want to start paying attention to this team. And they've done nothing since then to really dissuade you. I mean, they haven't been perfect. They haven't won every one of these games, obviously, that are on a 30-game win streak. But
close enough.
I think it feels really sticky. You weren't here Friday. I was very happy to have Travis Yost on. Disappointed that you weren't here for it, but that was mainly the thing I wanted to ask him was, how sticky is this?
Yeah, I heard the whole conversation, and he was very bullish on the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's a good guy to have on your side.
Yeah,
for trying to predict all this. It's almost eerie how the 05-06 comparisons have sounded and seemed, and unlike whatever year you're talking about, that Eichel team that won, it was 10 straight, like around Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I mean, still so early in the season too. 5-06 it took a while to happen, and I'm sure, the Sabres had some lean years post-Hasek. Mm-hmm. People were they weren't sure whether to buy in. In more ways than one, because that was sort of a restart for the whole league and the organization. Right. But you're used to a certain amount of losing, and like, wait a minute, is this actually like a real thing? And there was an Ottawa game, you'll remember, in that middle of the season where, all right, well, I guess maybe they can beat anybody. And by the time the playoffs came around, you'll remember this too. Like, I picked them.
Yep.
Like, I'm not afraid. I don't always win, but I am not afraid to. I like going with teams that I think get slighted. Any sport, any situation that I think gets slighted because of their history. Because I don't think that has to mean anything. And it could even be a positive if you're motivated by it. Like if you're on the Sabres right now and you're inspired by the drought and the opportunity that you finally have, it can even come out ahead versus a team that's just kind of been sitting there. Maybe that the Bills are at a point where they're not that team anymore. Mm-hmm. And so just everybody is going to be different, but it's very much like that, I think. And not everybody listening is going to be old enough even to remember that, 2006.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, well, how much proof do you need? And they're not perfect, but who is? And you know how this sport works and how random it can be. And I just can't wait to see how it ends.
Yep.
I'm not rushing myself, but games are appointment TV now for me.
I looked at that season because of this point the other day. One day we were together, and I never got around to mentioning it, but they were like middling around like 500 in November, even maybe into December. There's a home game against Ottawa that is like the night that Miller at the morning skate like broke his thumb or something. He had like a hand injury at the morning skate, and they got drilled that night by Ottawa. Like 10-4 or something, right? Couple guys had hat tricks.
2 guys had 4.
Okay, thank you.
Right, who was it?
Havlat's the one I couldn't. Yeah,
and maybe Alfredson.
Alfredson is who I
they
have
each
in
had
my
4.
Head. Yeah. So, and I remember thinking, like, my God, this team they're dead. Like Miller got hurt and they just folded. But that was around the time right after that is when Marty got on that run that he went on, Baran, and they got hot, and I don't remember. They didn't finish first that year because Ottawa had home ice advantage.
No,
in
but
that playoff series.
They got the 4.
Okay.
Ottawa was the 1.
Okay.
Carolina was the 2, and they were all really close.
Yeah. So it's a little like this year maybe it took a little longer for the switch to flip here, but they're striving for the same kind of place in the standings. Like I don't think they're going to catch Tampa, although I don't know if they beat them tonight. They'll be 3 points back of them with no games in hand. Tampa's actually played 2 fewer games than Buffalo.
It's funny
tonight, but
that they will meet 4 times.
Yeah, I know they haven't played yet. Yeah, right. So and they're done. They played 2 games already against Florida, so that they only have
3
or 3. Yeah, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, right. But anyway, they're sort of fighting for the same place in the standings, is what I was going to say, as they ended up in 05-06. Like, I don't think they're going to get to 1, but 2 or 3 is definitely in play. And I think that should be a goal, whether it ends up being Detroit or Montreal in that spot. I welcome a first-round series against either one of those teams.
Oh, baby.
Montreal would be super hot because I feel like we've seen that already manifest itself in what looks like it could be a really budding rivalry. I don't know about Detroit yet. If the matchup would be similar, but still get to that spot 2 or 3, and I like where you're sitting. Right, avoid having to play as a wild card one of the top teams there.
So good. So long overdue. But this is why it was so frustrating, maddening to not even get to February with life, because we know what we were missing. We knew what we were missing.
Right.
803-0550 for your calls. How are you consuming this Sabres season? Would you take a second-round loss? Ducking. Ducking. I already got my good questions in, and then I'm just throwing out a bad one. I would not.
Good for you.
I would not take a second-round loss. I want to live in the moment here and find out.
Mm-hmm.
And if they make it and lose, they made it.
Right.
And if they make it, and they might be capable of a run. So I'm a no to my question. So far in the poll, it's 1-0. No.
Okay.
Lines are open for your calls. Greg Wyshynski from ESPN will talk Sabres with us. That'll be at 5, not until 6:30 for the pregame show, Buffalo at Tampa Bay. Look forward to hearing from you. We'll get plenty of football in, some Bills thoughts, and the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. Of course, the Pro Bowl games, whatever that means now, whatever this incarnation of that is, that's tonight. It's got to be good if it's on a Tuesday night.
I disagree.
Mike Schopp and the Bulldog here. Let's go. Join us. Thanks for being with us here on WGR.